Coming all the way here, where I'm going to talk about the jobs of future and the skills of future. I hope that there is some kind of sync which happens between these two, because end of the day, what we are looking at is jobs for the students, right? All of you are in it. And everyone who is sitting here is actually thinking about the future generation, which is going to be in the job very soon. So I have come up with some data. LinkedIn is a platform which has a billion member plus, and those are the people who actually generate data around the skills and future of jobs. We have 100,000 companies which are there, which are on LinkedIn's platform in India across the globe. They post job on LinkedIn along with the skills which will be needed for the future. And that is how all that data is generated. So some of the key points from there, and as well as some global reports where we work with global organizations like United Nations, World Economic Forum, where we provide our data around skilling and jobs. So I would like to start with a very interesting data point, and I'm sure some of you at least would have seen this data point, and some of you would have also gone through the Future of Jobs report, which is published by World Economic Forum, where we provide data and insights around how the jobs of future are going to look like. What is interesting in this number is that though it is showing that there is almost a 2% churn of jobs in the next 5 years, which means 69 million jobs will be created, but at the same time, 83 million jobs will go out of the system. Jobs like tellers, data entry, jobs which have repetitive work, work which can be done by machine, right? All those jobs will be going away. Rather than that, there will be value-added jobs which will be coming into the system. This is a very simple data. What is interesting is that how you can provide visibility of these 63 million new jobs, 69 million new jobs which are going to come in the market to your students, or how you can prepare them, that what kind of skills will be needed for these jobs. That is what is more important for you. I will pick up certain skills which will and show you that how those skills are going to impact the way you are teaching. Because we were talking about jobs, I thought that let me just touch upon the most hot topic in the industry right now, and also in the government sector, is around the GCCs. All of you know that people are rolling out red carpet for GCCs. GCCs are the global capability centers. Those who are in higher education here, I know a couple of you are in higher education as well over here, that how important it is to place a student. And those who are in school, they are preparing their students for college, and college is preparing them for the job, right? So end of the day, they have to get a job which they are seeking, which they really like. For that, government has to put a lot of effort to invite these companies to set up their offices in your state. Bangalore is the #1 place in India where all the GCCs are going. 50% of the GCCs today open in Bangalore, because the government has done a lot of work in the past. Hyderabad was another big one. When it was erstwhile Andhra Pradesh, there was a lot of benefit, but now the state is split. So Andhra Pradesh as a state is now rolling out red carpet and showing that what kind of talent exists in Andhra Pradesh so that these companies come and set up. Of course, policies are there which really helps them. Taxation, all these things come into play when a company comes and sets it up. Favorable government policies, land acquisition, all infrastructure, everything comes into play. But one of the biggest reason a company comes and opens a shop or an office in a state or in a location is because of the talent. And they go on LinkedIn. Every big company, Fortune 500 company across the world, most of the big Indian companies, they have access to LinkedIn's data. Not the one which you use, not the profile one. The one which they pay for, it's a B2B data access which is there, where they have these licenses. They access the data and they can see that in which state, what kind of skill set exists. People are equal to skills, so they look at those skills. That is where they are using LinkedIn. Very recently in Gujarat, we did a talent landscape report. It was published also, We did a MOU with Gujarat government, and it was for the gift city. It talked about that how Gujarat talent is available and the kind of skills which are available for the GCCs to come and set up, especially the BFSI, which is the biggest segment in the GCC market, who are coming and opening up all their centers here. JP Morgan Chase has 50,000 employees in India. Like that, these are very big centers. So why I'm touching upon this is, when you say these jobs are changing, the previous slide, that there is a structural change in the job, you will see that a lot of jobs are also moving across geographies. From across the world, they are coming to India. So the question to you is, if you are in a higher education, that are your students primed for these jobs? Are they skilled enough to be part of these jobs? Right? When we look at the skills, because we have talked about jobs and how jobs are changing, when we look at skills, from 2015 to 2030, almost 65% skill set, or the skills will be changed. 44% of the workers' skills are going to change in the next 5 years. Huge number, mega, which means that even if we are not changing the job is changing on us. Even if I am working in the same company, I will still be doing very different things in the next 5 years. Even if I'm in the same line or vertical or same kind of work I'm doing, if I'm a financial person, I do work in finance, I'm still in finance team, but my work becomes very, very different. Right? So that is the reason it is very important today for everyone. And I think it's also about mindset. I know a lot of you are from schools here, right? I see a lot of people who raised hands who kids are in school. For you, the skills-first approach has to be inculcated among the students. And someone rightly said in the morning that, at a very young age, there are 3 people who are most important: father, mother, and primary teacher. When they are putting that kind of, ethical mindset or starting of, everything happens there. So a skill-first approach also starts from there. And so you have to tell your students, the parents of the students, that how the world of work is changing. These kind of data set will help them understand that only computer science is not the only option for the students in future. There will be a lot of jobs which will get generated, which will be not because of computer science, but because of many other things. Problem solving, critical thinking will be the biggest skills of the future. Number 1 skills, World Economic Forum has called out. Right? Because rest of the skills will get impacted by GAI. I'll show you a slide which talks about that how GAI is going to impact the roles and the skills which are there. Say that again. Yeah. Absolutely. You are absolutely right. And there is a reason, because it is not much impacted by the AI right now. Okay, I will be very cautious to say this right now, because the technology has a power to do a lot of things. Till the time ChatGPT did not come in, no one knew that what all can happen using that. Till the time Swiggy's of the world and Blinkit and other deliveries were not there, people thought that e-commerce is the best option. Today, what is being said is that quick commerce is going to eat e-commerce. And when e-commerce came, no one thought, like, everyone was saying, oh, Kirana shops are there, we just walk into the shop and buy things, and who goes and do online shopping? We will never do. Today, a raise of hand, like, how many of you do online shopping? All of those who are not raising don't want to admit, but everyone goes and browse online. So it's a fact that things are going to change. It's all about that how you are going to prime your students for it, right? Coming to what is the potential of GAI, I have talked a bit about only one skill I will talk about here, the generative AI, and what is its power. If you see, and this is the industry-wise split, that how GAI is going to impact the skill set. The most is going to happen in the financial services. A lot of teller work, a lot of work which is at a low level, data entry level, all of that will go away. It will all get automated and powered by GAI. All the chatbots. Today, earlier you used to pick up a phone and call the agent on the phone. Agentic customer service is the new future. If you all follow Salesforce, which is one of the world's top CRM company, #1 CRM company, Mark Benioff, who is the CEO, very recently said that agentic workforce are going to be the future. Agents will be the future. Agents are these automated AI-based agents which will answer all your question in customer experience. Absolutely. You are because the people who are going to work on these skills are currently studying in your school. That is why I said it is skills first approach which you have to inculcate. I know a lot might not be of relevance to you right now here, those who have schools, but for you guys, what is important is to build that mindset which is needed. I would like to show another data point, and this is more like for your information, that what kind of roles which will be impacted by GAI. A lot of colleges in Andhra Pradesh, and not only in Andhra Pradesh, across southern region, across even in north, I have seen 80% to 90% of engineering seats are filled by computer science. Some are 100% also. But you see, the most which is getting impacted, that slide is not here, but the most impacted person will be a software engineer because of GAI. Because their skills are augmentable, which means the work which they are doing today, or the work of data analysts, 97% of that work can be done by a machine. Right? So you have to inculcate in your students that what are the other skill sets which they have to learn. If you do not know, how will a teacher, if a teacher does not know, how will the teacher teach? Will tell the parents and the students that what is the future going to look like. For a salesperson, it's 59%. Half of my team has started using GAI. They type in, they key in messages just to understand what is the industry insights. If they are coming, if a salesperson comes to meet you or anyone, they will do a research. And that research is powered by AI. They will do research on different platforms. That is powered by AI, right? So this means if the same person was spending 5 hours to do a research before meeting a person, today the same salesperson is spending less than 10 minutes to get all that data. What does it mean? That same person will be able to do work of 2 to 3 people because now they have time on hand. That builds profitabilities into the company, right? And that is why you see the structural churn of jobs, the number first slide which I showed you, right? But it's not doom and gloom. Those people will have opportunity to work on something else. And that's why I say that skills first mindset is so important. For a teacher to know what are the future of skills is so important because they can guide the student in the right direction. Important part, we just said, right? 21 skills, 21st century. The top skills, top people skills, which will be required, and 72% of executives, they agree that soft skills will be much more valuable. Design thinking, operational excellence, analytics, problem solving, strategic thinking, creative thinking. These kind of things will be needed in future. When we look at educational institution, I know it's a lot tuned towards higher education, but when all these jobs are changing, structural change, when the skills are changing of future, what it means for educational institution, for them, the biggest problem is, number one, is to find, hire, and retain the faculty. Forget about skills. That is step 2. First is how to find, hire, and retain a good faculty. I think in schools also it might be the same problem if I'm not wrong. Someone in the morning also said that, schools have challenges. They don't have good quality, teachers coming in. And quality, education, in education system overall, because people want to jump into industry to earn better, right? So that is one of the biggest challenge which an institution faces, schools as well as colleges. And under all that, you have a lot of pressure from government to implement NEP and any new policy which is coming up, any new work which is happening. That also takes a lot of time away. And you have to upskill your faculty also. Now comes upskilling. FDP is a real nightmare. I don't know how many of you are doing, any raise of hand, who does FDP here? Directly involved in faculty development programs? Ah, lovely. You know what a massive, it's like a huge work. first upskill the people, and then they will go and upskill the students, right? It is a challenge. It is a nightmare in itself. Like, people are not interested to upskill. They just sit back and relax. Okay, we're going to see. Government is pushing, definitely. There is a lot of push from the government when it comes to, upskill. But still, there is a lag over there. Because half of the time, people find it to be not so interesting, right? Adoption engagement is one of the biggest challenge, not only in faculty and students also. Morning, Bharat was saying, right? We have so much of learning licenses and we are doing so many things, but I am not happy. He is a real example of what challenge college faces. Buying is very easy. Buying a product, buying a learning tool, buying anything is easy. It's the adoption and engagement which actually kills people. No one adopts it, no one engages. Yes, sir. Yeah, yeah. Yes, yes. And that is where my last of my slide talks about that how LinkedIn helps in all these challenges of job skills, FDP, hiring of faculty. When you look at LinkedIn, currently when you are looking at LinkedIn, LinkedIn is a platform, right? You come over there, you create a profile, you do social networking, you do professional networking, you talk to people, maybe talk about job, maybe talk about your personal experiences, right? That is your current insight today about LinkedIn. But LinkedIn is much more than that. LinkedIn is powered by 1 billion odd members. Every minute, 5 million updates. Yes, ma'am. LinkedIn is a professional community. We connect there is no nomenclature of this. This is a word in itself. we are not nomenclatured here, sorry. This is a word in itself. LinkedIn means linking people when it started at that time. Thank you, ma'am. It's a very good question, but maybe not for me, because I was not at the genesis. And it's been years and years that it have been started. But yes, thank you very much. Yes, you are in. People can interpret it the way they want. Unfortunately, I do not know the genesis. Yes. So to everyone, there is a new meaning over there. But LinkedIn is like you are linked in, right? When we come to LinkedIn, you see every minute there is almost 5 million updates which happens on our platform from a data perspective. Just imagine the amount of data which is there, right? What it powers? It powers the first box which you see, which is our talent insights. It gives you visibility into the future of jobs. It tells you that which company is hiring for which job with what skills. It also gives you a visibility into a talent solution that where you can hire faculty. You can go on this tool, talent solution, and look at that in Vizag. Today, how many people are open to work as a professor, as a teacher, with what skills? And you can approach them on LinkedIn and hire. Yes, sir. Yeah. Yeah.
Different kinds of assessment solution. In fact, we train and we don't want to again assess. We just wanted to have some of the assessment agents to come and join us, and we depended on this talent solutions platform, and we have just rolled out a form stating that we wanted someone who is interested to sit for an hour virtually to see the young graduates come out from the institution with the right communicative skill.
Yeah.
You know, ma'am, what happened? I've got a doctor sitting with me. I've got a young professional sitting with me. I've got so many, and not only from inside of Vijayanagaram, Visakhapatnam, and we also have members from different other parts and even outside the nation.
Absolutely. Global.
Thanks to this in talent solutions.
Yes.
It truly happened, and I can show you
Yes.
how much that I have been really doing for the young graduates at a remote corner we are at the suburbs.
Fantastic, fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Technology is a leveler. Wherever I go, I say this. Technology will be the biggest, it will democratize the way people access economic opportunity. And LinkedIn is powering that. Yeah, so thank you for that. You can find people in India. Yes. You want to see the previous slide? Oh, yeah, I will. Yes. Anyone wants to? A lot of people like this slide. This data is powered by LinkedIn. People do have access to this data when they are looking at LinkedIn Talent Insights, which is our product. They can see across the globe if a petroleum company is hiring for a particular role in Mexico, you can see that what kind of skills are needed. If someone wants to hire in India, what are the skills needed? If Reliance is hiring, if Tata is hiring for retail, if Swiggy is hiring, which has just done the biggest, one of the biggest IPOs just few days back, right? So if these kind of companies where your students can go and work, right? So how do you know about this thing? How do you know that who's the recruiter in a Zepto company or a Blinkit or a Swiggy or a Paytm or a Tata, company which is there? How will you know, right? Sitting in one corner in Visakhapatnam. You can depend on your alumni. You can depend on events like these. But just imagine if you have access to that data on a click of a button. You can access all of that through LinkedIn, right? Yes.
And LinkedIn is one way helping to promote the individual to think after a month, what is your skilling? After a year, what is your skilling? After 6 months, what's your skilling?
Yes.
And we made use of it, especially our undergrads, engineering students at the third, fourth year, who are getting ready for the job market. And now the resume is missed out, resume is missed out.
Yeah.
LinkedIn's profile, we are asking.
Correct. And in fact, we have resume builder. Just now we were showing it to someone who was keen. Achal Chopra, who is part of my team, she has come from Delhi. She gave that explanation. Vamshi Krishna is here. Vamshi, maybe you can raise your hand. If you want to understand more about what LinkedIn does in here in AP and Telangana, he is the person, Vamshi Krishna, who is part of my team. So, as I said, that once you understand all these things, how to power your students with skills, and it's for school students also, and it's for faculty also, it's for college students also, right? It's for everyone. You help them with the learning courses of future. You give them an understanding that these are the roles which you want to apply. If this is the financial, if I want to become a financial analyst, if I want to become a marketing designer, if I want to become a data scientist, these are the skills which are needed for future. This is the skills gap which I currently have. And these are the learning courses which you can use to upskill yourself. And then in the end, connect with the economic opportunity, jobs which are on LinkedIn. All this because LinkedIn has this data. 1.1 billion members, 68 million companies on our platform, 41,000 skills. All this to power these 15 million jobs. And with this, I would like to leave you with a thought that what is important versus urgent. And I think skilling is both important and urgent in India right now to hit our 5 trillion economy vision which we have. Right? And I believe Andhra Pradesh is definitely set to be there. You have great leadership. You are all poised for great success. So I'm sure that there is opportunity where LinkedIn can come and work with you. Do let us know. Team is here. We are here. Would love to work with you. Thank you very much.